there real fast, and I'll call you back. I'll call you back in an hour. If that'll work for y'all, I'll call you back. Yeah. No, it ain't that bad. Actually, everything is good, but I'll call you later. Okay. Peace and love. Peace, peace. Uh-oh, what I did wrong, what I said, what I did wrong. What did I do? Let's see. Let's see. What did I do? There we go. There we go. Going a little too fast. Jump on here while I do my miles. Hope everybody having a good morning. If you headed to your worldly job, I hope you make it there safely. And I hope you have a productive day. I hope you stay positive and all your endeavors come to fruition. But let's jump on here this morning as I do my morning workouts before I get my day started. And just talk, to the world about what's going on. And I know it's getting close to voting for the president. I know a lot of people may have already cast their ballot and all that. And so I jump on here just to ask people questions and just to pick people's brains and have you to think. And I always ask people when these situations come up, like voting for, no matter if it's president or mayor, city council, etc. When brothers and sisters vote, are you voting on a political party like Democrat, Republican, or are you voting on law and policy and the body of work that the individual has done or claiming that they're going to do? Like, for instance, you look on TV now in the news and you see with a lot of these campaigns, with a lot of their promotional campaigns, it's all smear campaign. It's like, to me, it's hating. It's not speaking on your gifts and your skills and what you're going to do. It's always taking snippets and spending billions of dollars on smear campaign instead of spending those same dollars on actually promoting what you're going to do and doing some real work. And so I ask a lot of my brothers and sisters, because I don't have a dog in the fight, but I understand language and I understand how people feel. Like the analogy I say, no matter if you have a whole bunch of money, you still an NIWGA. Period. No matter what, you still an NIWGA. No matter what you do, you still an NIWGA. And if that's the way the powers that be and other people feel, then I think the work should be done right now is, for the record, what is your nationality? Because that's going to go farther than a Republican or Democrat. Because at the end of the day, misnomer black people are still considered slaves, no matter if you're a Democratic or Republican. Just like if you're free or slave, if you use those words that denotate to slavery, Negro, Black, and Colored, African American, it doesn't matter. You're still a Negro. And that's what I ask a lot of people, even a lot of family, how religion and politics, you see families that be arguing over Democrat, Republican, and neither one of them know what's going on. But you don't have that same passion and that same conviction to know who you are historically, to know the names that you called yourself. Just like when I was lecturing the other day, what's the name that you called yourself? What is the phrase? Man, I can't. It'll come to me. I can't think of the term. It'll come to me when the people name themselves, their language and things. I was breaking it down in a DAP class yesterday, but it'll come to me. I think it's ontology. I might be misquoting it. But only free people name themselves. Slaves and animals and dogs are named by their owner. That's why one of the European scholars years ago, he wrote the book, The Negro is a Beast. And then I encourage all my brothers and sisters to read these books, why we should give up those slave chattels and feel the same way about someone calling you Negro, Black, and Colored, African American, like the European Jew when they use the phrase anti-Semitic. And I just hope one day before my life is over that we come together and really do something serious, and stop playing on these social medias and use it to bring people together, especially those that identify with their Moorish culture. Come together and stop playing and really jump into affairs of man and woman, because you can't be an American and then don't participate in the affairs of man and woman. You're just going to say you're going to avoid everything out and say nothing matter. And it don't rock like that. I tell everybody, to be a free man, to be an American, you have a choice. And when you have a choice, you do things as an American should, because it does make a difference. Now the thing is, do you know how to navigate? Do you know how to do these things when you operate? And that's what I ask a lot of people. The time is of the essence, because you could be a Democrat today, a Republican tomorrow, but they still classify you as a Negro. And so until we sit down and have this conversation and give people all their little catchphrases and their misnomers, you give them back, and then you sit down and have a real conversation on what's important, and then you will see it's really a political game. It's really politics, because all politicians know each other. They all part of one special group. And if you don't know that, then it's kind of sad, that people don't know that a lot of presidents are selected already. And the electoral colleges, it's a process that's already done happened, and you have to understand these processes. So as a people, for me, and just my little humble opinion, that's why I jump on here and I ask people to, hey, express yourself from love. When it comes to dealing with politics and like the president and dealing with those topics, do we have these conversations in our culture? Especially, in all walks of life. Like, for instance, I know a lot of misnomer. Don't give no disrespect. I know a lot of black churches, because I deal with my people. I like to hear what's going on. And I heard, my mother, she deal with people because my mother a singer, and she's an artist, and she help in the community, and so she go where she's needed. And I heard a pastor from the pulpit, supporting a president. And that's your personal choice. But for me, I'm just not playing when it comes to law and policy. For me, I'm not playing a black and white thing. It's not a race thing for me with politics and say, oh, well, just because this person is black, I want this person to be in office if we don't have the same goals and the same aspirations. And the same way, vice versa. If I was a European, I wouldn't, or Albion, Trelodike, whatever you want to call it, I wouldn't vote for a European just because they're white. I would sit down and analyze it and see what's the best, because I'm under God, Allah, Yahweh's control. So I'm not under a color control. I'm under what's best for the situation. What qualities that that individual have? What's some of the law and policy that that individual have? Before you was running for this office, how did you feel about melanated people and this, and that, and the other, and some of the laws that you passed, some of the policy? And when you sit down and analyze both parties, for me, I don't have a dog in the fight. That's just for me. And when I ask people, especially melanated people, when they make a decision just based on color, and I say, okay, well, what has swayed you to cast your ballot or your support for an individual? I think that's a valid question when we having discussion, and when young kids and when individuals that study history and study times and study Republican and Democrat and seeing what it's done for the misnomer black person. When we do these things, when we vote for the CEO of the United States of America, do individuals know law and policy, or are they just upset a way a person speaks? And a lot of people speak that way a lot. Your employer might speak harshly to misnomer black people, misnomer Latinos, and all that. And so all I'll be asking people is, when you doing these things, do you know policy? Do you know what's going on? Or are you upset with how somebody speak? That's why I'll be trying to bring people together to have conversations to see where your mind at. Because if you're doing something, if you have any type of power, you should be able to sway your people to why the majority should do certain things. Not, well, we doing this because we black. I'm not black. That's why I tell so many people, they say, well, we black people. And I say, well, no, you may be black. I know the etymology. I know the origin of these things. So I'm not black. I'm not slave. I don't use nothing that identified to slavery. So when my brothers and sisters, when we say, well, we black people, we Democrats, that can't be the only reason, because in one point of history, we were Democrat. No, in one point of history, we wasn't Democrat. No, we wasn't. We were Republican. Yeah, so when I have these conversations, I'm not here to tell no one you should be voting this. I sit down and say, why something so important. You should know some reasons why you give a person your vote. You should know some things. You shouldn't just be doing that just because you don't like the way a person speak. Because if that's the case, you can say, well, I don't like the way my employer speak to the minority, but you get up and go to work every day. You get up and go to work. You get up and go to work every single day. You go to work, no matter how the employer, he be like, man, I hate niggas, or this, that, and the other, but he paying you, man. Well, he paying me, I'm gonna go. And so for me and for my platform, I don't make any decisions based off no personal feelings. I don't base no feelings like that where it's your personal choice off my mom and dad. I understand. But then once we sit down as a people and the masses, we have to do what's right for us as a people. That's the thing. You have to put your personal feelings aside and rock with what's best for the group. And that's why in life today you got everybody in these splinter groups. You got the Muslim, you got the Christian, and we all using the same books. It's a lack of understanding. The Bible says you should seek anything, get wisdom, get understanding. And we don't have understanding. We are personally, and we are upset. And that's how we look at each other. We are upset and personal. I hear the conversation with a lot of women and men, and the conversation is like, oh, well, You're not voting for Kamala because she's a woman and he's a black woman, and we always using this black man or the black woman against each other, or this, that. That's what we do to each other, while the powers that be laughing their ass off. I say this all day. Sit down and have conversations. If I say I'm voting for Larry, then I'm going to have some bullets to why I'm voting for Larry and feel proud of. I'm not just going to say, oh, I'm voting for Larry because he's black. And I'm talking about myself, because that's not enough for me to say, well, I'm going to vote for Larry because he's black, but Larry might be an a-hole. Larry might be a thief, a killer, but he black. I can't do that. And I can't vote for a person like most Negroes misnomer black men. Well, I'm voting for Trump. Why? Because he's a good businessman. Okay, well, what good business did you know how he did? This is what Negroes say. When the COVID, he gave us a PPP. Trump didn't give you no PPP. If you know law and policy, really that was a Democrat thing. Trump was just holding the checks so he could sign his name on it. See, when you have power and when you a dictator, you always want to make it seem like if it wasn't your idea, it's not good enough. If you ever hear the science of Trump, he always say, well, I do it myself. Because Trump feels no one can do it better than he can. That's just what it is when you listen to things. And when you listen to a compulsive liar, it don't take no long time for me to sit down and analyze what Trump's saying. And he talk in circles. And he say a lot of stuff that really don't make any sense. But if I feel that I'm more powerful than you, I can say anything. If I feel you don't know how to take care of you, I can tell you anything. If you gotta look at it now, what person you know in your right mind can have all these felonies and run for president? You know, if it was you, you would be in prison. You'd be in prison. You'd be locked up at this moment. And then I ask a lot of people, they say, well, Trump this and Trump that. And for me, a lot of stuff is old, like me and my mom talk about. Like most people today talk about Project 2025. But y'all don't know Project 2025 was something else a long time ago, and we don't even know it. But if you in the politics, you will know what it was. Words just been changed, titles been changed. But that whole mission, that's an old mission. And when I show people documents of it, you be like, oh, this sounds like a Project 2025. Yeah, smart guy, it is old. Just titles just change. Think about this. So when you get people on the internet, and I'm not going to say no names, I had a friend that I know don't study nothing, and I love them to death. But they jump on the internet and say, well, I'm voting for Trump. And because mother MF, because when Trump was in office, we was getting money. What are you talking about? We were getting money doing what? Getting money doing what? What, Trump came to your house and wrote you $1 million check? You see, that's the niggardly aspect of us as a people. Remember, you got thesis and antithesis. And that's what the powers that be do. Good and bad, black or white, man or woman. Oh, I don't want no woman in power. See, a lot of men don't want a woman in office. It don't have to do nothing with the president. That has to do in general. Some men don't want a woman that has more power and authority to them because they can't take it. It does something to their ego. You heard Nick Cannon talk about it when he was married to Mariah. Think about it, you know? That's what I tell people. You know, you said 5 views but only 2 likes is wrong, brother. Give me some time to become the supporter students I'd like to be. Right. It's all good. I'm gonna continue. You said 5 views but only 2 likes. Hey, that's life. That's how we are in this world. And I just bring these things up, like if you were going to lectures and if you was taking political science and you were dealing with think tanks, these are the conversations that happen. They say, okay, well, Kari, if you're voting for such and such, what swayed you to vote for this person? What's your law and what's your policy? Oh, I know, no disrespect. You said not throwing shade. I'm with you. Gratitude. I understand, Noble. I definitely understand. I understand everything. I have understanding on everything, and I'm with you. But I can't control people. I can't control how people think about me. Just like a lot of times we will speak before we even see what I'm talking about. I remember I was lecturing one day and my dad's sitting right here and he was online and I was speaking on the topic, and the brother was going off on me. Was like, brother, you on a Democrat party, and somebody was like, you ain't even listening to what the brother said. It's like you on Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune, and you're gonna hit the button before he even answered the question. He ain't even asked you the question yet. So how do you know what the person gonna say? And that's where we be at. I say we must remove the anger and be able to sit down as brothers and sisters in the community and have conversations on why we digressed, on why we changed from Republican to Democrat. What's law and policy? When you're voting for these people, if they say accountability means if I say I'm gonna do this and this and this and this and this, and I need your vote, and you get my vote, and I don't do none of the stuff that I said I was gonna do, then where is the accountability? What's the process for me to be able to come holler at you? Especially if I got a pool, and I give an analogy like when the prophet was in the flesh, and a lot of the mayors doing voting time, a lot of the mayors that come to the Moorish science temples, just like now doing politics, a lot of the politicians that come to the churches, and they try to, and most of these politicians in these areas are misnomer black people. So the only time they come to your church is during campaign time. I ain't seen you all year. You ain't talking, we don't know nothing about politics, and I'm not saying me, I'm just using that as a speaking point, and you come to a body of people and want that head to influence his or her body of people to cast a vote for you. And then what they do, and if that body, your influence, not only with your congregation, with all the congregations in the city and in the district, y'all do that and sway that person for office when none of the things that he or she said that they're gonna do, how are you gonna hold them accountable? How? This is what I ask brothers. Oh, well, I ain't thought about that. I know you haven't. But you say, well, I'm voting for this person because of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and be bold on it with your chest out. Argue with people. And then when that person wins and you got months and years in office and nothing's happening, then what? Because people say black people are Democrat. Then you said, then when Biden was in office, he said, you're not black if you don't vote for me. Well, blacks have no rights. How about that? How about that? Blacks have no rights in a court of law. According to science and law, black means civil mortis, dead in the eyes of the law. So if we say we black men and women and we know this and we know that, and we Democrats and black people Democrats, and you ain't black if you don't vote for Biden, I'm not black. I'm not black. Now, if you black, if you okay with being identified as a slave, black, African-American, Negro, that's all synonymous to slavery. The Dred Scott Law was never abolished. So if that's the case, for me, it's a little bit more important for me to know who I am than some Republican or Democrat. Because at the end of the day, people say, yeah, it trickled down to local and state. No, you vote local and state. I understand that because a lot of them was in local and state before. I get that. I get that. I get that. Don't get me wrong. But when people use their opinions and not their facts, now it's just barbershop talk. And that's what we don't do as a people. We don't sit down. What we do, we watch commercials, a snippet. You heard what she said? He. You heard what Trump said? But have you read, I ask anybody on here, have you read Project 2025, all of it? I bet you not none nigger on here read it. But you listen to what the internet say. I bet you haven't read the whole thing because it's a lot of pages. It's just like any science to read. Most Negroes don't read, they look at pictures. And if they don't know the words, they don't even look the words up. They'll make them up as they go. You know this, and I know this, because the average Negro aptitude, they don't like to read. The average Negro attention span is about 20 minutes. And it ain't no disrespect. And when I say Negro, I'm not saying a color. I'm saying that type of behavior, that niggardly behavior, that selfish behavior. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. When I sit and have think tanks like a lot of people my age, like I'm getting ready to be 48 in January, all we know how to do is work our hands. We don't know how to work our minds. and we find ourselves all the way broken down in pieces. We don't come together to do anything. We argue. What we do is talk about what the white man is. But what white man? If it ain't no black man, it ain't no white man. It's only law and policy and laws that govern this world. And I'm rocking with it. I rock with law and policy. I rock with Constitution. We a nation of laws. I use the law to protect myself. You should too. I use the law to protect myself from false accusations, or somebody think they're gonna accuse me of something. You can't accuse me of nothing. Why? Because I'm gonna bring you up on charges. Now prove it. You see? We're supposed to be focused on teaching the children something early, what we learn late. That's why I said, when I deal with my European colleagues, when I'm in Arizona, and the reason why I speak of European, Albion, Trelodike, and misnomer black people, and I only can talk about my family, because I see the difference. I see the difference from Europeans, that a person like myself in a family, that's a scholar, that's an educator, that's a map, that's a medicine man, that's a shaman, that's a priest in the family, the only one in the family at that age as that, you on a pedestal. You on a pedestal because you're the one in the family that took the time to do that. But in the misnomer black community, we support Negroes getting out of jail. Here it is, a family won't put money together to help a person go to college or write their book. But hey man, you know, Bootney Farnworth getting ready to get out of prison. We finna have a party. Why? Because Bootney getting out of prison. So what? I'm not celebrating because you're getting out of prison. Whoop de damn do. I hope you don't go back. You see? And that's the difference that I was able to see when I moved from Flint, Michigan, and when I moved to Arizona. And when I'm dealing with ministry, I see it. And so I only speak about the stuff that I see. I don't throw shade at my family, but it is a difference. I see that life. It's a big difference. You know, intellectual and a person that's spiritual and the only one in their family, and to say a family, they call themselves Christian, Muslim, Islam, or religious, or Masons, or whatever, and you have that one particular individual in your family and the people don't support it, it's a slap to the face of the family as a whole. Because the legacy is not some money you have. Everybody got money. The legacy is what we leave, is the family name. The legacy is attached to that last name. When we change things, okay, well, this is how we were doing in our family, but look at us now. Look at what we did in our city, in our neighborhood. That's what this is about as a people. And then adopted family, like this More Science, and I use this social media to adopt you into this family, of like minds, like you, Big G. Like you said you with me. So if Big G with me, that means Big G is down with the assignment. So that means it's some things that me and Big G have in common. That means me and Big G can sit down and brainstorm and come up with a plan and come up with the things that we are sincere. And we can be sincere and we can agree sincerely, or we can disagree sincerely. But I guarantee you, once we do that, we walk out the house in what? Synchronicity. That's what we're supposed to do. After we have our private discussions, per se, we walk out the house in synchronicity. And then we cast our vote as a people. That's a sovereign nation, because it's not a such thing as a sovereign citizen. That's an oxymoron. You can't be a sovereign and a citizen at the same time. So let me tell you what I'm saying. If I'm part of, say, my dad, Larry Nation, and I have these ways, and we sit down, we say, Kareem, this is what we're trying to do for us as the whole. I have to put a lot of my personal beliefs behind. Why? Because I have to have trust in what my father is saying to get us to the next level. I'm going to put my personal beliefs aside. Why? Because my father is not going to bring nothing to harm me and the nation. Understand that. Think about what I'm saying. Okay, you got your own food, but they say, man, now we bring all our food together and we eat as a group and we have a feast. You say, no, I'm just going to eat mine on my own. And then you eat all yours up, and then you see us having a feast and you want to come eat with us. No, you're not willing to put your personal gluttony aside. You're not willing to prioritize the greater goal for the group. For all of us can be a strong body. And that's where I'm at with my understanding. You're not just going to tell me why. Sit down and talk to me. Let's have a conversation on why we should do things. Not, well, we did this because your mama did it. Okay, well, mama, big mama, no disrespect, prayed to a European, an Albion, a white Jesus on the wall, and said that was Jesus, and that ain't nothing but nobody, Tom, Dick, and Harry. Every picture of the so-called Jesus is different. It's no picture. Unless you want to call it Caesar Borgia. And so when we have, so when we have these conversations, we have to take the false image out of our head on everything, y'all. It goes a long way. It goes a long way with false image. It goes a long way who we are. You don't think if us as misnomer black people knew that we were Moors on paper and like the ancient name and understanding that, you don't think that'll be different on how we cast our vote? When people saying, well, we misnomer black people. Well, what's the black agenda? Because it's not one, and you know it. Everybody say we black people, you know, we black and I'm proud. Yeah, I'm proud, but I'm not black. And so if we as black people and we this, we that, all I ask anybody that identify as black, that's a Democrat, no disrespect, what is the black agenda? That's all I ask. From love, from truth, from peace, because I want to know. I want to know what's the black agenda. And without you getting mad and snotting all out the nose and arguing, what is the black agenda? If you say we black people and we in the community and we black and blacks are Democrat, okay, tell me what's the black agenda. Give me 100, you should be able to give me 100 bullets of the black agenda. Because I can give you 100 bullets of why your nationality means a lot, and I can base it all on law. So give me 100 bullets of the black law policy for if we black people and black people Democrats. So to get the black vote, those that identify as black Christian, black this, black whatever, if you identify black, you voting Democrat. It's just a fact, and it's no disrespect. I don't care if you're a Muslim or Christian or whatever. If you call yourself black, you vote Democrat. So all I'm asking you as your brother is what's the black Democratic agenda? And I'll wait for anybody to break it down. But you got to come with facts. You can't come with, well, I hope she'll do this, and I'm hoping she'll do this. No, what's on the record? On paper. Because on paper, that means it's a contract. That means you can bring people up on charges. If me and you sit down and we're going over a contract and I say, I'm going to do this for the black people. Vote for me because you black. Then I get in office and none of this shit happened. How you going to bring me up on charges? And I said, this is the black agenda. What I'm telling you is no president said they're going to do something for blacks. Obama didn't never say he was going to do something for blacks and people got mad. And Obama told you that we are a nation of laws. Obama broke down the Declaration of Human Rights and told you this. Kamala Harris said she don't really have no specific agenda for no black people. And if you don't know that, you don't study. Kamala said out of her mouth she don't have a specific agenda for black people because you can't. Duh. If you know anything about law and policy, you cannot have an agenda for black people because the only people that's going to get paid for black people is the people or the persons that created the slave, the master. That's why the European wrote the book, The Negro is a Beast. It's no disrespect. And I ask anybody that, and they can't give me none. You know what they do? They start arguing. Well, brother, well, you know, I just vote because my mom said, oh, okay, great. That's fine. So you're doing tradition. Well, I think so. So why you don't cut the turkey in half no more when you cooking it on Thanksgiving? Well, we don't do tradition no more. Aha! What you just say? We don't do tradition no more. We got the big pans and we got the big ovens. Aha! Aha! So we talking about tradition. I don't base things on tradition. Things changed. A lot changed in history. Remember, we were Republican. So what changed? And that's all I ask brothers and sisters when we can't, as families and neighbors, we can't sit down and have a conversation. We be arguing over religion and we use the same books. Our people are more confused than ever. Why? Because we don't read. My people are lost due to a lack of knowledge. Why? Because we refuse to learn. What's that? 1 Thessalonians 5:21? My people are lost. Yep. No, that's Hosea 4:6. I think 1 Thessalonians 5:21 is prove all things and hold fast to what is good. My bad. Hosea 4:6 is my people will be destroyed due to a lack of knowledge or wisdom. Why? Because we refuse. So refusal is an action word. That means we have all the information. We have the wisdom to do this, but I'm gonna refuse it. Here it is, Sheikh Gilman Bay, spoon feed me the wisdom to say, look at it for yourself. Not telling you what to do, but as a philosopher, as a thinker, as a noble, I'm challenging you to think. Because yes, when people like myself, Moors, and other people say they don't vote, they don't do this, I hear you from a context and from an aspect. Believe me, I'm listening. But as a people, as Americans, we should be doing things the right way. Because in America is the only place that you can be who you are. You got religious freedoms and you got political freedoms. So once again, when my people be like, well, what you mean you support Trump? Did you hear me say I support Trump? Did anybody here hear me say, well, I'm a Trump supporter? What do you hear me say is I don't have a dog in the fight. You hear me say that all the time. So if I don't have a dog in the fight, that means I can care less. But for a movement, I know law and policy. And so I'll be waiting for my people that's Democrat or Republican to give me some law and policy, especially my misnomer black brothers that say, well, man, I'm voting for Trump because he's a businessman. I say, well, okay, give me some business that you know that Trump did. Just give me some. You don't know none. All I hear these Negroes talk about is, remember, we got a PPP check. No, you did some fraud. And Trump didn't do no PPP check. That was a Democratic thing. He just signed it. If you don't understand that, man, I can't have no conversation with you. I understand before Donald Trump was a president, you had Jesse Jackson when he was running for a president and Donald Trump was supporting him. You got to look at, just like I look at the analogy like Shark Tank. You got all those people on there and invest in a certain business. Donald Trump know what he was doing. Okay, now let's play devil's advocate. Before Donald Trump was running for president, every Negro, entertainer and everything, they love Donald Trump. Because I got all videos. I got videos of Donald Trump at the damn Rainbow Coalition with Jesse Jackson praising him for supporting him campaign. I got video of Jesse Jackson praising Donald Trump of hiring minorities, black Mexicans, to work on the Trump tires. I have video of this. When did it change? Because just like Dick Gregory, who you think put Dick Gregory on? Wasn't no black person. A European, a porn dude. What's his name? Hugh Hefner? Ain't that his name, Dad? Yeah. The porn? Hugh Hefner. So when we talking about money and support, you have to start looking at it. I go all the way back to Marcus Garvey. I can go all the way back to so much where when if I start showing you things, I'm gonna show you who had their hand in it. A lot of European Jews. I can go to the nation and show you. You can't be mad at me. I can go to Ron L. Hubbard and eugenics and show you how what people be putting at the white man, the devil in your Facebook. Right behind the closed doors, they doing backdoor deals with it. I told y'all, this is a thesis and antithesis that got God's people fighting each other. Black and white, rich and poor. You ain't caught it yet. Law and policy will save you. I'm not no color stricken. The Creator created all of us, the red bird, the blue bird, the black bird. All that hate comes from your family and from your makeup and who you around. And so when we talking about politics, brothers and sisters, once again, when you pushing this black agenda, and another friend on my pay I went to school with lived in the neighborhood, he's on there like, well, brother, we having this reparations meeting. I would love for you to come with the black people. And I said, well, and he was like, we would love for you to speak. And I said, brother, I said, you gonna have me shake it all up? Because I ain't supporting reparations for no slaves. I'm not finna come up. I don't waste my time. Put it like that. And I don't want to. It's just like marching. When my brother got murdered in Flint, I was in ministry, and they all sending me letters. Well, we'd love for you to lead the march. Nah, I'm not marching in no neighborhood where these the people that killed us. We ain't solving nothing. We marching, everybody want to go eat chicken and do all this. Okay, what's the mission? Are we locking up these Negroes that's killing the babies in the neighborhoods? Are we locking up these criminals? Are we turning people in? Hell no. Most of the people in the hood riding with somebody that killed somebody, riding with the killer. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is what I ask my brothers and sisters all day long. I have these conversations. I say, listen, I get what you're saying. Now, if you say that you black, yeah, I'm black and I'm black and I'm proud, and we black and we Democrats, okay. So what is the Democrat black agenda? That's all I ask. When people be like, yep, we black and all blacks are Democrat, I'll give you that. Okay, so what is the Democratic black, what is it? What's the plan? What's the law and policy? I'll wait. And I continue to wait. I've been waiting because these conversations that I bring people, I say, okay, if you can come on my stage and speak about anything, but you better have some stats. You better not be just spooling up at the mouth, talking some personal stuff, saying that we was this. No, you're that. Because I can find a group of people that look just like you that ain't rocking with what you rocking with. Same way with me. You see? It's the same way with me. So, as a person that's free, because I know the etymology, I know the language, I'm a free man. Only free people are able to cast a ballot as free people. Only free people. Only free men. Slaves, no matter what color you are, be told to do what? You're told. A lot of things is scared tactics. Look at everything now. Everything is a scared tactic. Oh, if you don't do this, oh, the end of the world will happen. Oh, this person gonna do this. Everything is a scared tactic. Think about, look at what's going on with all the news and politics right now. Scare tactics. You know it and I know it. No matter if you Democrat or Republican, you should be tired of these stupid commercials. Because I know I am. And people that I talk to, they're tired of it. And that's on both sides. Because neither one of the parties is talking about what they're going to do. You hating on the other person. It's just like if I'm trying to court a lady and you trying to court her too. And I'm going to spend my time talking about you. Man, I ain't got time to be talking about you. I got to talk about the magnanimous person that I am. I got to be showing you all the beautiful things. I got to be like the what's that? The ostrich? Is that the ostrich? That bird? I got to be showing you all my feathers. Yeah, I don't have time to be worried about nobody else and they feathers. I'm too worried about making sure my color's right. I'm too worried about my health to where I'm worried about some competition. It ain't no competition in life. When you a God, man, and you know your abilities, what competition? I'm a horse with blinders on. Ain't no competition. I do this for the Creator and for me to be a sharp knife in the drawer. So when it come down to that, and I'm using competition as an analogy, man, I wanted a sharp knife, man. I'm cutting like a mug. You see what I'm saying? Because I know in a moment, in a twinkle of an eye, my life can change. I know this. Why? Because I'm ready. I don't look at my life, why me? Because it might have been some things in my youth that I might have done that the Creator is still sending me through that lion's den to come out unscathed. I get that. I get that. So I continue to be ready. I'm educated. I'm anointed. I'm consecrated. I'm always in position to do what? To lead, to go to the next level of life. Able to jump from this pole to that pole. I'm able to be around nobody. I'm able to be around everybody, no matter what color they are. And when I come around Europeans, no disrespect, I'm the one. It's no disrespect. Any European that I go around, I don't care if they're a professor or a prosecutor, attorney, I'm the one. Why? Because of the wisdom. And they can't use linguistic apartheid to try to sway me, to try to have me shut my light out in the misnomer black community. What did they say? Oh, well, Shikari Goodman, he's arrogant. But when I go around my European colleagues, he just confidence. He's sure. What do you mean arrogant? Because he walked with his chest out? Because he walked with his head erect? So your light is flickering. So you want him to dim his light to make you feel better. Nah, man. Come on in. That man will take off the shirt of his back and give it to you. That if you need kufis and things, that man, he have the company. He'll make sure you have what you need. So this Peace Noble Lamarck, because I'm on my Facebook channel as well. But this what I ask my brothers and sisters. We do so much stuff in secrecy. And then when somebody asks you, oh, you don't know why you're doing it. You know, because most Muslims, they say they black. Most Christians, they say they black. Most Masons, they say they black. So, and most people that say they black, they are Democrats. Right, Dad?
That's a fact.
Am I right, though, Dad, about that?
That's a fact.
I'm just, see, these are conversations me and my dad can have. I'm not saying it's 100%, but I ask a person and they'll say, well, yeah, then you ask the next person. So say if you ask 100 people and all 100 people say, yeah, well, that stat that you did with that 100 people, you're going to get 100%. Because every black person go say, yeah, black people, I'm a Democrat. And I will say, okay, I will agree with you on that. So my next question, because I'm always have a next question. If Democrats and you are black and this and the other, what is the Democratic black agenda? That's all I ask. And I get crickets every single time. I got a sister who got so mad at me. She was like, I'm not mad at you, brother. She was like, but I'm mad that ain't nobody asked me that question before. She said, because I don't know. This is what an empress said. She's like, I had to do it because my mom and them was this. She's like, I never studied nothing. I never, she's like, and I don't know. And I said, that's good. I'm glad that we will admit that. It's just like when we have a problem, the first thing for healing is admitting you got a problem. Just like if you was an alcoholic, the first thing is admitting you got a problem and you need healing. So you need professional help. And I say we need professional help. This is all I say. We need professional help because I don't argue with people when and I tell people that my vote is personal. But if you want to know, I don't have a dog in the fight. Now that should answer your question. And when the person say who you vote for, and I say none of your business. Because it's personal to me. But if you asking me a question, I can't ask you a question. And that's what I tell people. A person always want to ask a God, man, 15,000 questions. But when I ask you one question, ooh, they be shook up. Because my one question be powerful. People just be wanting to answer to try to say, oh, see. But you can't do me like that. Because I'm going to always throw it back on you. You answer it. You tell me who I am. That's who I am, and that's what you say I am. Well, that's what it is. Not arguing and debating with no one. But for my brothers and sisters, and my brothers that's voting for Trump, especially my one homeboy that be on here that's just spewing up at the mouth. And I told you, I don't care about having friends as an adult. I'm dealing with business. Most of my friends don't support my ministry, so I'm not missing having no friends. My dad, my friend. My mom, my friend. My wife, my friend. My ministry is my friend. What I do is my friend. I love my life. So when it comes to this, especially for my brothers, because I know a lot of my male friends that's got an issue with women. They always had an issue with women. I got a couple homeboys like that. So if you say you vote for Trump, what's the policy that sways you to vote for Trump? You know what? All anger. And because a lot of brothers don't like women. I'm not saying all. They don't like a woman in power. They don't like a woman that's more educated than them. A lot of them listen to that Kevin Samuels. No disrespect to the man. Rest in peace. That high value man. Where if it's a high value man, it's a high value woman as well. You can't have one without the other. What it comes to is how you treat others and your value. If you're a rich person or whatever, and you kind and you fear the Creator and understand, ain't nothing wrong with that. You just got the riches of the world. You took advantage of those worldly opportunities. Nothing wrong with that. Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 19, wine is made for laughter, but money trumps all. Money trumps all. You see? And so for my brothers that be, they ask them, well, why you vote for Kamala? The same question to go to you. Okay, well, tell me why you vote for Trump. This is what they say. PPP loan. Hey, y'all know I'm telling the truth because I can find 13 people and I'm just giving a number that be on the internet. Oh, well, the reason why I'm voting for Trump and these misnomer black men because during the COVID, I got the PPP check. I'm sorry, man. But I know a lot of people that did that. They going to prison right now because a lot of they own it. They being subpoenaed. I know 5 people right now shaking like Don Knotts. Shaking like Don Knotts, like, bro, I done messed up. I told you this. You ain't no organization. You didn't lose nothing. You didn't lose no money. Now, what had happened for me, I didn't really know how to approach it during then. I had got a letter of like, have your ministry and all this been affected? I didn't really know how to approach it. I didn't want to feel something out the wrong way. I didn't know if my online ministry was considered in that, which it was. I didn't have enough information. I didn't know. But like when I talked to a person that, a professional in it, a professional, lawfully, they said, brother, when this happened again, or if it ever happened again, you get with me, because yes, you qualify for this because of your position. I had to figure it out because I've been in my lower self before. I've been doing things that I thought I was slick, and then when I get in trouble, I act like I ain't know. Negro, you knew it, you ain't asked. So you know it was potential when you doing that for you to go to prison. But the how can I say it? The quick gratification outweighed the punishment. And you know I know it. Everybody know I'm telling the truth, because everybody I know that got that little change, they don't got a slug, because you went about it the wrong way. So anytime you go about things, when you call yourself righteous, you lose it. Flat out. So we got about 8 more minutes, because I said I'm gonna go an hour. I'm on my treadmill. So once again, all my brothers and sisters that's on here, when you say, yeah, I'm black and I'm proud, and reparations and all this, listen to me. I told you I'm down with reparations. Listen, look, I'm down for the masses, for the majority of the reparations. But I know a Negro, a black, a color, an African American, etc. would never get reparations. I don't care if you Democrat or Republican. You have to know that. You have to understand that your nationality, your race, and your status, you have to know that. If you don't know that, a lot of things really don't mean nothing. As we go in history, and as our kids get older, you're going to still have Democrat, Republican, Independent, and they're going to be still looked at as a Negro. Our nationality on the bigger stage is way more important than some Democrat and Republican, and then misnumbered black people arguing over Republican or Democrat, and neither one of the two have no valid points on why. Neither one of the two today have no valid points on why. That's all. Because I asked all my homies, when my homie did that big post, because he just liked to talk, you know what I mean? Ain't no disrespect. I don't care. When a person just like to run their mouth, okay, what's the agenda for this brother? What did he plan to do? Have you ever read Project 2025? Oh, you don't even like to read. Negro, you don't even read a page or nothing. And this is what I be saying about people. And then the language, if you're not taking time, most of them words and things that's in these documents, the average Negro with a 3rd grade aptitude is closing that up. Let me tell you why. Because if you don't have a dictionary to look that stuff up, you lost. Just like when you study in the scriptures. If you don't have the aptitude to look up etymology and look up the root and the origin of words, boy, you playing. And that's what a lot of these men are doing. They playing. Especially, no disrespect. Especially, I said a lot of the people that I know. I ain't saying, because I know a lot of people that's educated on these specific topics. But a lot of people that just don't want to vote for a woman per se, or I'm just giving it to you, or don't want to vote for a white person per se, and I'm giving both sides. Their personal belief will sway them to vote for what? Color. And for me, I'm saying that's not right. I'm not letting nobody teach. Oh, okay, I got an intelligent European Albion, and I got a goofy ASS Negro right here, and I'm both interviewing them to teach my kid history, and one of them gonna teach in the right way, and the other one gonna teach this Eurocentric and this Negrocentric propaganda, African American history, and the European is gonna teach my child real history. I'm not gonna hire the misnomer black person just because they black. Why? Because I done interviewed you. I heard your beliefs. I heard what you understand and what you don't know. Yes, you my skin tone, but you're not finna teach my child. I'm sorry. I'm not rocking with that. Oh man, I got this stupid ass nigga teaching my kid. Or instead of, I got this European that's teaching my kid real 1st century history, spirituality, microeconomics, macroeconomics, teaching them the origin and the root of words. I'm rocking with that. I'm rocking with that. I got a person that's a shade tree mechanic. He know how to do some stuff, but he don't know how to do everything, and he can't guarantee his work. But then I got my homeboy, say Tony. I'm using the name Tony, and he's a master mechanic, licensed and everything, and he give me a good deal, and he give me a warranty. I'm dealing with my brother that have all the things after his name, and you are too. You are too, and you know it. You're not gonna pick your homeboy that's doing stuff in his driveway, and your homeboy got a shop, and your homeboy might forget to put one of the bolts on your tires. He can't guarantee you nothing. That's that. I call that shake weight. Think about what I'm saying for a minute, because I'm here to build bridges. What has separated us is religion, in the misnumbered black family, is religion and politics. Religion and politics. Religion, it's sad. Politics is definitely sad, because the average brother and sister, I don't think they understand any law and policy. I really don't. I don't think they understand any law and policy for the candidate that they vote for, that they passed or that they with. And especially for my brothers that's voting for Trump. You know, I said, okay, so what swayed you to vote for Trump? Oh, because you like his arrogantness. This is what they say. Oh, because he say what he feel. You want a person to say how they feel every time? You got to be retarded. Because I feel a certain way about some Negroes all the time, but I know I can't say it. It's some Negroes that I hate seeing. And I'm saying the word hate. When I say hate seeing, I don't hate them personally, but I hate seeing. Why? Because I know what comes with them. So I can hate negative behavior. I don't have to love it. I don't have to love negative behavior. I can hate negative behavior and love positive behavior. Why? Because that's my choice. You see? So even my muftis, when I got my mufti Lamar and got my mufti Massa on here on my YouTube channel. When I ask brothers and sisters, how your parents voting? I bet you the majority, and I'm not saying all because I don't know everything, but I'm just using it as my humble opinion. And I'm gonna go as high as 99.9%. Most of our parents are Democrat, especially ones that's black and that black pride and that reparations now and that Black Lives Matter. Most of our parents are Democrat. Have you sat down with your parents and asked them, hey, what is some law and policy for the Democratic Party? If blacks are Democrat, hey, what's some law and policy, mom, that swayed you to vote Democrat? See what they say. I know some parents be like, oh shit, I mean, well, you know, I don't know, I ain't Republican. And it's a fact. So that tell me that we, the average of us, it ain't no reason why we vote. We don't even know. We just gon' lolly noo, like we was back in the day, cast our vote when we was 3/5 just to push them to run everything. And that's why they gave us voting rights at a particular time, to sway them in office, because you didn't have a dog in the fight. It's just what it is. It's just what I talk about suffrage. You know what that phrase suffrage mean pertaining to voting? Research it. Research suffering. Research the book America in Black and White when they whitewashed Peter Salmon and Oliver Cromwell out the Battle of Bunker Hill. Research what suffrage is when a European Southern Belle is cutting the hair off the misnumbered black lady. And that's the analogy in the Bible of Samson. They cutting your power off to vote, and how important it was. But if they control you who to vote for, you'll never win. It's deeper than what we think. And until we sit down and have these conversations in our spiritual houses and everywhere, we're gonna always be backwards. It's just like right now, I bet you, like me and my dad might have a couple different understanding on political things, but I guarantee we don't have no misunderstanding on who we are as a people. And what's important, I guarantee you, and none of us should as a people. So once we deal with that as a people, then the next thing is say, okay, well, if we more is on paper and we agree as a people, how do we cast our vote? That should be the next thing. Do we vote Republican or Democrat? What do we vote on? When the census come out, because I ask every person this. When the census come out, how do you fill it out? I heard a more lady gonna get on this. She's like, oh, it's simple, Sheik. We just put a box and put other. You know what I said? I said, I'm ripping your paper up and I'm throwing it in the trash. She's like, why would you say that? Because I said it's null and void when you do that. Well, what do you mean? I said, I ain't tell you to take this government paper and make a box and check and put other. That ain't no option. Damn, I ain't think about that. I know, because most people don't think. You think you can do your own damn thing and it's okay. And I tell people, you can't do your own thing when it's dealing with law and policy. You own there. So when it's put in front of your face, the census, what are you? When it's put in front of your face, the job, and it's asking you your ethnicity, what are you filling out? Nobody can answer it. The ones my students can. I guarantee you, the average Negro is gonna pick black or African American. And then people that think they know something, they gonna make a box and put other. You know it and I know it. And then here go the excuse. This is what a person will say. Well, I had to pick other because I ain't on there. And I say, you are on there pertaining to ethnicity. I know you haven't took the time to read. You must admit that. You must admit that. Middle age, young man, and elder. You must admit that you didn't take the time to read it in a proper manifestation to understand what I was saying. And so we'll continue to make a mistake over and over and over. And the powers that be is laughing at misnomer black people. This is what I know. When I took political science in college and I'm talking about this, and my professor was like, well, you speaking on deaf ears, Sheik. We know this. You need to go take this back to your city of Flint, Michigan, and take over the churches and the temples and bring your people up. You know? This is what my professors were saying, PhDs and potentates. When I moved to Arizona and I was getting my dual master's degree in first century history and linguistics, they were like, well, your organization sent you here to get wisdom and to know matter factually to go back and take over. This is what all the chairs of the division was saying that, all the counselors, they all knew that. And I say, in a more perfect world, I wish it would be like that. But in their community, what my professor was saying and the chair of the theology division, that's what they do in a community. If you were, in a European, Albion, Jewish community, you have an intelligent brother like me in that community, they send you to get your extra education and come back and take over. That's what it is. But with me, people that haven't done the work and to watch some video or watch some Hebrews to Negroes and to got a book and read a page and close it, think they can tell me something. Me and my dad always talk about that. Here it is, a person that haven't done the work that I've done, haven't put in the work, been in the library studying, people not liking your candor, researching with Europeans, being matter-factual. Here it is, a person that sat on excuse my candor, they ass all day and watched a whole bunch of videos, think they can sit and have an intellectual conversation with a person that this is their profession. This is what I'll be saying, me and my dad say, the audacity of the misnomer black person. You still a Negro, you haven't accomplished nothing. Your money means nothing. Because when you gone, that you can't take it. I ain't never seen nobody that died and no Brinks truck follow them and say, well, here go your money. You gone. What I did see when the flesh is gone, everybody arguing over what you left. Family, people coming out the woodwork, arguing over some pants. You understand? When I be telling people the difference, when families don't listen, when I say the difference from a will and a trust, it be falling on deaf ears. But the Europeans, when I'm in college, they say, this is what we teach our kids from a young age, not to have no will. A will is litigation. I tell people all day, what is a will? I don't know. Litigation. What is litigation? Mean somebody can come out the woodwork and tie your whole estate up in court. That's litigation. Get out that stupid ass will. Get a living trust. And I never tell a person what type of trust. I give you what I say you should do or what I would do, because you got almost 16 different type of trust funds. But a living trust is great. You got irrevocable, revocable trust. I recommend every person that have anything or have some assets or anything, it don't take nothing but just the same way you got a will, the same way you can get a trust, changing your paperwork. And so this is what I try to tell people. I've learned something. I'm able to go to those officials and be able to sit at the table with them. The only thing is that I'm not accepted as one of them. I'm like what they call that when you graduate, I'm like an honorary. And I accept that because they say if you a God, you have to go teach your people because they know. I accept that. They laugh. I'm telling you, they laugh at misnomer black people because they know black people are so emotional. I'm just being honest. Me and my dad be having these conversations. I used to come home, I used to be like, Dad, my professor was like, well, you not black. He was like, right? They like, you the one driving that Camaro with the rims? We know who you are. That's why they treating me a different way. I never got disrespected. All my disrespect or a lack of understanding since I've been in Arizona came from black people. No disrespect to no one. I'm getting ready to go to this ancient bookstore, y'all, and I'm gonna be live. I'm gonna be in Detroit. One of the father, and I forget the name, I think it's called King's Ancient Bookstore, but brother hit me up like, when you come to Detroit, because it was like, I saw you live in Flint, Michigan. Sent me pictures of the ancient library. He said, just come here, I got something for you. He was like, I really like what you're doing. And he was like, I got a lot of information, a lot of ancient documents and manuscripts. Come here, spend a couple hours, spend a day here. I can give you some things. You buy some things, I'll give you some things. Absolutely. And then I bring all this back to my brothers and sisters. I'm not going to be wasting my time with a person that I know don't study and don't do half of the work as I do. You know, we should be surrounding us, this science. So back to what I was saying, when I was in academia, all my professors and everybody, my colleagues was like, well, I know you're going back to your city and take over. They pulling me up on Instagram like, you famous. This is what professors say. They're like, oh, we pulled you up. We be watching your videos. I tell everybody on here, my college professor, a lot of the European students, they follow me and they don't have a problem with what I'm saying. They love me. People be saying, oh, are you racist or this or this? How can I be racist telling the truth? What's written? I said the creator created the red bird, the blue bird, the black bird. How can I have a racist bone in my body? When I told y'all, when I'm back home, most of the people that I'm able to mentor and talk to are Europeans. When I go to the Peoria Library, it's not nobody in there that look like me. When I go to the college university every Wednesday and lecture in the doctoral library, it's nobody that look like me. I can't be that crazy. When I tutor students on campus, they don't look like me. I can't be that crazy. All the college students in the theology division each semester get my book, and the professor recommend my books. I can't be that crazy. Do you see what I'm trying to say here, brothers and sisters? We can't have a person that's trying to teach you brain surgery and they only fixed on engines. You need a person that got back and experience in brain surgery. That's all I'm saying. We need people that can synchronize this teaching. We need people that can tell us why we should be casting our vote and why we should do things, not just avoiding them all out. Why you should do things and why you should study and why. Because we free men. That's why. We free men. We cast our vote as free men. If I just broke down in the DAP class that we were our ancient name, Moors, Berbers, all that, it goes to free men. That should tell you, what do free men do? Free shit. Excuse my candor. That means what? We participate in everything in the affairs of man. And we know how to participate. Didn't know what Drew Ali said? I'm going to teach you, no disrespect, I'm going to leave the European here long enough to show you how to run the government. If that's the case, then clearly the government is something that you need to be looking at and model your affairs after. If that's the case, just like when I talk about templates, the template is right, but the people that's putting stuff in the template is off. The template is not wrong. Think about what I'm saying, brothers and sisters, because our lives depend on it. We can't be ignorant, and we can't let ignorant people make decisions for us just because you got a voice on the internet. And we shouldn't even be responding to ignorant people. I just be asking people, would you let this person lead you? No way in hell certain individuals you will let them lead you, because you'll be like, man, this Negro ain't even graduated out of high school. You'll be like, this Negro crazy, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. You will say that. So if that's the case, you feel the same way as some, no disrespect, as some racist people to say. We would say the same thing about our own people as a European to say. Hell, your employer might feel a certain way about you, but they might not just blastly out and say it. Donald Trump will. And that's what Negroes say, well, I like him because he just say what he want. So you want a person that's just saying whatever they want to women, kids, and children. So you want somebody telling your child, they hair nappy as hell and this, that, and the other, and they stink and they ugly like you and they teeth all spread and wide. Well, I like him. At least he tell it what it is. Really? You would be upset. You would be ticked to the highest ticktivity. This teacher up there calling my son some nappy head and this not. Yeah. You said you like Trump because he say what he say and he express how he feel and you would deal with it. Well, the teacher too. No, you don't like that though. You see? I'm just giving you things to compare it to. You be like, yeah, that is the same. Duh. And so, and then on the flip side, I don't want nobody whipping me. If I'm not gonna let a European whip me per se, you think it's okay for somebody that look like me to say, well, they melanated or they misnomer black, it's okay. They can whip me. You got to be a fool. Do you understand what I'm saying? I have the right to do this. I don't have a dog in the fight. But us as a people, if it affected us and we say, hey man, brother, we got boom, this on this agenda. Hey man, this person running for president, they said that they're gonna do this and this, and if they get our vote, blah, 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 on this, we can hold them accountable. If it's something for us, I'm rocking with it. That's just in everything in life. You'll say, okay, well, what's for me? Okay, I'll roll with it. If it ain't nothing for you, you might not vote. I know a lot of people right now, they might not be rocking with something, but a person say, hey man, if I can get your vote, I'll give you 100,000. You gon' shit, bam. You might not believe nothing, but what you do, you did it for that bag. Think about what I'm saying. That's all I'll be trying to have brothers and sisters to do is think. Just for a minute, stop reacting, opening your mouth and proving that you ignorant. Have you ever took a tittle of a moment to think and contemplate before you open your mouth and how the words that you say will bring light or hurt someone? Because it's not what we say, it's how we say it. Because I can cuss your bleepity bleep out in a way that you won't get offended. And I can cuss your bleepity bleep out in a way that you will get offended. Why? Because it's on my delivery and how I want to make you feel. I'm in control of that. I'm in control how I make you feel on things. Why? Because I am the controller. This little holographic game that we call life, I'm in control of this. So I'm in control of how I respond to my brothers and sisters if we may have a disagreement on religion and politics. It's a way that I know how to explain things. And once again, if you're voting, my brothers and my sisters, no matter if it's Democrat, no matter if it's Republican, what have swayed you to cast your vote for that particular party? And if you say, well, man, I don't know, that's fine. Maybe next year, I hope you learn. I hope you figure something. I hope you study some more. I ask everybody, have you read Project 2025? Then I'll show you the document where Project 2025 come from. That's all I tell people, and everything been just catchphrases, speaking points, because that's what misnomer black people do. No disrespect. You can't find me now. Anybody on my social media right now, have you read all of Project 2025? And I bet you haven't. And if you did, I'm just gonna ask you what was on page 125 if you read it. Then I'm gonna ask you what was on page 200 if you read it. Then I'm gonna ask you what the preface is all about. Then I'm gonna read it. And then I'm gonna say, if you read it, where do all this stuff come from in past histories and time? Because it tells you. If not, then you just operating on what? The news and catchphrases and highlights. I can manipulate anything. I can make a snippet and say, oh, Larry, he's down with this, that, and the other, and this, and that, and give a little snippet. And Larry could have been up there going against it. But as soon as you hear the word Project 2025, I can have a snippet of Larry just saying, and Project 2025, and then cut it off. And I can say, yep, you see, Larry supports Project 2025. Don't vote for Larry. Sponsored by Career. That's what happens. And y'all know it. Not knowing what Larry said, he could be up there breaking each chapter in the Project 2025 down, telling you where it came from, like, hey, this is this, this is this. But when you're controlling the narrative, boom, let's chop and screw it. Here go Larry up there saying, and Project 2025, and cut it off. And then I add my stuff. And you see, Lowry's up there supporting Project 2025. Yep. You see that commercial with Lowry up there supporting Project 2025? You at the bar, the barbershop. Then it goes spread like hot wire. Lowry like, I ain't supporting no Project 2025. Did y'all come to my speaking? No, I saw you on the news, that snippet. You a fool. No disrespect, because that's what's happening. Smear campaign. What are you studying? What do you know? It's just like when you go on the court and they say, okay, prove your plight. Give me all the information so you can defend yourself. And we shouldn't be like that and just go on the court defending ourselves in criminality. We should be able to defend ourselves what? In love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Because we don't do things osmosisly. That's when I know people don't know what they're doing and they mad when a person asks you why you doing it and you can't even explain why. Think about this for a minute. Your vote is so important. And when things don't go your way, I bet you the alphabet community, the LBGT and all that, and all the ones that got money behind their mission, I bet you if you get their body a vote and things don't happen, I bet you they bringing up charges because they already had. I bet you the Jews bringing up charges if you get their vote and they don't rock with what you do, what you say you're gonna do, and you got all they hundreds or thousands or millions, whatever the powers that they have, to influence their people to vote, I bet you they hollered at them. Hell, Dad, ain't in the city of Flint, remember they had the open door policy for the mayor? You sleep, Dad?
Yeah, I can't recall.
But they have the open door policy for the mayor. It used to be on Wednesdays.
But most places have a place like where you can come in a stick with, at the end of that city.
And so these things has been done. You can go to your city, you can go to your mayor's office and ask them what were misnomer black people called before the Civil War. And I bet you he can go in the documents and pull it out and you were called more. I guarantee you. And then when they started doing the etymology trace, when you start seeing words, antonyms and all that, you will be seeing the ancient name for Moor, for Berber, is a free man. Amazons, I might be pronunciating it wrong, but I did it in a DAP class. I got the notes written down, but these is facts. And it'd be hard. It's just gonna be hard to reach the masses, us as a people. And I wish in my lifetime it'd happen, I really do. Even the understanding of this more science. Like a lot of people be misconstrued in more science, thinking this Islam or this and that and the other, because you're talking to the wrong one. They're not giving you a clear understanding of what this science consists of. It's science. Science is things that you can prove. 1 + 1 is 2. This is science. This is universal. That's why the Bible says anything you get wisdom, get understanding. And I ask my people to get understanding. Get understanding. And so, that's just how I feel about things with this political race. And when people be asking me, what should I do? And I'm like, well, what do you mean? I don't tell people what to do. What I do is I give you information so you can make a better decision. I don't tell nobody what to do because you're a free man. Now, if you're part of my society, if you're part of our temple and school, and you don't have a clear understanding on what to do, then you haven't been listening. And if you don't understand and I'm your teacher, then you should ask. Because we should always be in the affairs of men if we are Americans. You don't avoid nothing. You don't avoid nothing. It's just like if I ask you right now when the census come. Because the census come what? Every year, Dad? Do the census come every year in Flint?
10 years.
Every 10 years?
Yeah.
Okay. So I know in Arizona, I forget the amount of how frequent it come. But let's play devil's advocate. When the census come, did somebody said, do Moors fill out the census? I said, can I look you up, your address up? And is that where you live? Yeah. That should answer your question, smart guy. If I can look you up anywhere, your address, and look you up, and this your address, and look you up in the city paper to see you paying tax, and when the census come out, and you say, do Moors fill out the census? Yes. Because you on there. Now, the next question is, where you at? And if you don't know, then you should get with someone to know. Because you don't push no documents out your face that you on. Then you're not being claimed. I told y'all, if we're not Negro, Black, and Colored, and African American, and we say we down with reparations, that means we need to restore ourselves back to our original status before we were tampered with. And black people are, and once again, misnomer black people, African Americans, you're not gonna get reparations. So if people talk about reparations all day and reparations and reparations and reparations, and then say they black and it's black and it's black and this, that's an oxymoron. When you saying you black and then you saying reparations, I'm telling you, black people, it's never, you can't put black people and reparations together. I'm telling you, it don't fit. It's like mixing bleach with ammonia. You're gonna kill yourself. You can't put black with reparations. If you think you can, you have, all you gotta do is hit me up and you can come on here and explain it. And I don't want you to make yourself look like a fool to the public. Even a European professor will tell you this, that this brother is telling you facts like, if you down with reparations, how you consider yourself to be black? Because black people is never gonna get reparations. The only people that got reparations was the people that created you. Listen to what I just said. I'm down with reparations. I'm down with the reparation for the misplaced, the prisoner of war, all that. I'm down with that. But I know misnomer black people, if we say we black, the Democrats say we black. Most of the Democrats are down with the Black Lives Matter and all that. So you ask them, are you down with reparations? Yep. Well, my answer to all y'all, black people will never get reparations, so you might as well stop. Now what? Because I bet you the Republicans, the Democrats and the Black Lives Matter people is down with reparations. Yep, I'm down with reparations. Yep, we need, well, black people never getting reparations in a court of law. Because that's the only way you're going to get reparations to get these things done right there in a court of law, right? So if we're a country of laws, listen what I'm saying as I close. So if we're a country of laws and we got to use the courts to bring up charges, and in the court of law, black mean death, mean civil mortis, how in your right mind you think you're going to be able to go to court as a slave, as a dead person, and get you some goddamn reparations? I'll wait. Can anybody answer that for me with some sense? You can't. It's like bleach and ammonia. You can't even come up with a rational answer for that. Nobody in their right mind can come up with the right answer for that, because there's no right answer with that. No black person is going to get reparations, because according to science, black means death. It's civil mortis. And if all black people are Republican, and then are Democrats, and then these black people say, well, Black Lives Matter. They got all these Black Lives Matter shirts, and they got these shirts that say reparations now. Okay, Democrat, black Democrat, and I'm using that because that's who's saying these things. You're not getting no reparations. So what you doing? Are you playing? Or is it a couple people that just set this up and they getting paid off the backs of black people's stupidity? I'm telling you yes, because I know who run Black Lives Matter, and it ain't nobody that look like you. And then people say, well, I'm not. Then you get these radical people. A lot of black Democrats say they not down with homosexuality and gay and lesbian and all that. Well, that's who you got dealing with Black Lives Matter. And a European, if you don't know that, it ain't no disrespect to no one. I'm just giving you facts of situations when people say, well, I ain't dealing with no homosexual or no ladies and ladies. Well, that's what you're supporting. When I ask people about policy and things, because I'm with things for the masses of people. I told you, I'm with reparations. As I close, I'm with reparations. Sheikh, Kari, Hakeem, Goodman, Bey is with reparations. But I know Negroes are not getting reparations that identify as Negro, black, colored, or African American. And African Americans and African American Negroes and blacks, the majority, I'm not saying no, I'm just saying from what I know, are Democrats. And so if my black Democratic homeboys is saying Black Lives Matter and reparations now, if my black Democrat people, friends and family saying, yep, they Black Lives Matter and reparations now, I'm telling you, misnomer black people will never get reparations. That's what I'm telling you. And black lives don't matter because black is an adjective. How can you be an adjective? How? That's just saying that you a blacky black. That's just, this shirt is black. But what is it? It's a shirt. Under it, I got on a gray shirt. Gray is describing the hue of the color of the shirt, but it's still a shirt. This all I be talking to my people as we continue to vote and do all these things, which to me, I know what it's about. I know about the electoral college. I know what that consists of. I ask people, do you know what the electoral colleges is? No. Do you know how things is voted? Well, how do you think they predict in certain things and this, that, and the other, and early votes and this, that, and the other? And most presidents, they all part of one body. They all part of one body, a higher science. They have to be, because that's what they selecting from. It's a pool. You got to understand what I'm saying. And so once again, I want somebody, Lamarck, Moso, somebody on here, as I close, give me something. If people today voting, they say, we're black. Which again, black is an adjective, is a misnomer in this context. If you say Democrats are black, okay, and then you say, yep, I'm down with reparations as a misnomer black person. If you say, yep, I'm down with Black Lives Matter, I'm telling you, no black person is getting no reparations as long as you're calling yourself Negro, Black, and Color, and African American. And most Democrats do that. That's all I'm saying. And I'm just using Democrat for a speaking point for the majority of misnomer black people during this time. They say, well, we black, that's why we're Democrats, and blacks are Democrats. I'm using that as that speaking point to tell you, like, wow, really? That's all she's saying. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I still love you. But you should know why you're doing things. You should know some of the things that person that you voting for or electing or selecting, you should know some of the things that they down with or they not down with. You shouldn't just be voting and don't know nothing and just osmosisly casting a vote from and don't know what's going on with politics. Don't know why you voting for Trump or don't know why you voting for Kamala. Don't know why. Don't know none of the law and policy that neither of the parties done. Never, ever, ever been in this political arena, but to use social media to say why we should and why we shouldn't, especially for my brothers, no disrespect again, that support Trump, that never voted a day in their life, to get on the internet and say, oh, I vote for Kamala, stupid ass. Clearly she ain't stupid. Think about this now. Clearly the educated woman ain't stupid. Now, I know a lot of stupid people that got business. I know a lot of people that do good business that I wouldn't want running the United States. I know a lot of people that got business that talk a certain way. Hell, I got a friend that talk dog about his own family and mom and them. I wouldn't want this person to be in charge making no decisions, but you okay? I wouldn't vote for you, and you my friend. I'd be like, I ain't vote for your crazy ass Negro. I know what you up to. You ain't never did nothing. Well, bro, you gonna vote for me? Why? You my friend. No. I don't vote for that. Well, I'm voting for somebody that's supposed to be, say, dealing with spirituality and say, hey, man, vote for me to be the priest or the sheik, but you don't have no history of doing it, but you my friend. I'm not voting for you. And then the other person that's running got all the qualities. I got to roll with them. That's just me. That's just me, y'all. And so once again, it's getting close. My brothers and sisters, politics is important. Politics and religion, they go together. Why do you think they tried to separate church and state? I tell y'all, the only thing we own is our churches and our schools. So we should be talking about this. We shouldn't be letting other people have these conversations about these things. We should be talking about this. And so I throw it back on all my brothers and sisters, because the time of the essence. Like, it's an important time. I mean, we don't have the same type of it ain't the same type of job that our parents had when they were our age and younger. I know back in a lot of my parents' time, we from Florida. Hell, most people just walked right in the gym A lot of people didn't even graduate out of high school, walk right into the gym making good salary and all that. A lot of stuff has changed. You have to know something. Families have to come together. People have to come together and put money together. Things change. The cost of living is so expensive today. You know, and even with other things going on with the world, I tell us, we have to be all the way correct. My dad used to tell me this every time I used to, in my lower self, I used to get in trouble, and I used to come home and my dad already know. I'd be like, Dad, how do you know? He's like, you look like me. What he's saying is, we have to always be clean. We can't do stuff what others do. Because why? We will be made an example out of. Even though no one should make an example out of you because it's precedented things, but that's how the powers that be go. It's just like what's happening with what's your boy Diddy. And I say they're gonna make an example out of Diddy. Well, they ain't do this with Epstein, they ain't do this with the Abercrombie and Fitch. When you see that CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch, that man old in the mug with all that plastic surgery, looked like a garbage pail kid. He did some of the same stuff Diddy did. Trafficking with kids and things. Is he locked up in prison? I don't think so. Did he get bail? I think so. And then they try to play semantics with why Diddy ain't getting out. Because the guns with the scratched off serial numbers on it. Because having a whole bunch of baby oil and having freak off parties with adults, that ain't no damn crime if they gave consent. And this is what I be saying, personal opinion. If you did something with minors and you drugged people, yeah, those crimes. And having assault rifles with scratched off serial numbers, yes, those are crimes. But we have to see how can crimes be brought up. Not just because you accused of something. I say, I don't deal with public opinion on nothing. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You shouldn't be saying nothing to the police, to nobody, unless you get immunity. And if you're not getting immunity, you don't need to say nothing because there ain't nothing you can say that's going to help you with your case. It's just so much that we need to be re-educated on. Like my dad used to say, you need to get a flush and fill and you need to reboot your hard drive. A flush and fill, all the stuff that's inside you, you need to get that poison out of you. And rebooting your hard drive, it's almost like your brain got a virus. You need your whole brain to be reset. And then you need to add new information in your brain because you can't build on old rubble. It's almost like the three pigs. You can't build a solid foundation in no sand. This is architecture. You must have to have a solid base. And so we build ourselves up on a solid base after we destroy the ego. After you destroy the ego, which is the lower self, you fill it up with your higher self because you don't have to cut part of your extremity off to live. What? The pendulum swings the same way to the left as it does to the right. You are in total control of what? This right here. This brain. See, this is the most powerful tool I have. Yes, my arms is good. Yes, my body is good, my legs. But once my mind gone, all this is over. Because this control all this. So once my mind is gone, the body atrophies. And so I hope we at a point, especially my Moorish brothers and everybody that looking for righteousness, we right here. Anybody of my people in the city of Flint, I'm gonna be here for another week. I'm getting ready to go to Detroit in a couple of days to this ancient library and do some work. I'm gonna go live in there, get a whole bunch of old literature. Then I'll be going to Sacramento, where two of my muftis at, my mufti Lamarck and my mufti Malik. I'll be going out there to build with them. Then I'll be going back to AZ. And then we're gonna have our 5th Moorish Ball in March. But brothers and sisters, as I close, support our temple and school. If you need books and things, I have a company called mypdfbooks.com. mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z, where I have a print press. So what we did, myself and my team, during my academic endeavor, I took a lot of books and I converted them to PDF. I did the same thing that Google did. But Google spent $25 million taking books and converting them to PDF and keeping a lot of chapters out of the books. That was something I did for my dissertation when I was at GCU. I showed my professors and the chair of the theology division how I converted all these ancient books to PDF. I got over 1 million books and documents that I converted to PDF from my connections. And what I do is we offer them for a fraction of the price at our company called mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z. And all those you download on your tablet. We have a sister company called binditbooks.com. That's binditbooks.com, where we bind and print, or let me say it the right way. We print and bind expensive and rare books. So we only print and bind books that cost like $200, $500, you know, that range. Books that's $10, $20. Our company, mypdfbooks.com, you can get that on your tablet, you know, and you can travel everywhere with it. But if you want it printed and bind, you can go right to Office Max and Staples, and they'll print those cheaper books. It'll be bound. I'll grab a book and show you. Hold on. But this how Office Max and Staples will buying your book. This is one of my books called The Sufism and the Triple Rose of the Adapt Chamber. But Office Max and Staples, they're buying your book like this. And I gathered and compiled over 20 books. And then on there, I have a plethora of books. But if you know me and if you connected to me and if you follow me, I give my office number, I give my email, for you can hit me up. And if there's anything that you're looking for that's not on our company pages, all you got to do is send me an inbox and say, hey, Sheik, do you got this book? Like, for instance, it's a book called The Ice Age Inheritance. And I don't think I have that book on my PDF. And one of the followers was like, man, I've been trying to get this book, Ice Age Inheritance, but I don't want to support Amazon. This is what the Empress was saying. She's like, do you have it PDF? I said, absolutely, I got a PDF. And she was like, well, I'll pay for what the hard copy costs, you know? I think the book cost about like $30, I think it was at that time. Not only did she get that, I gave her extras. And she said, I don't understand why people that call themselves Moors and follow your page don't get all their books and everything from you PDF. She's like, you want the wisdom. She's like, people be so, well, I like to write in books. She was like, download it on your tablet. And if you want to print it, go to Office Max and Staples and print it. It's the whole book. She like, we supposed to be supporting you, brother. You're like, everybody got books. You're like, how many of y'all got books? Everybody be showing their library. Where do you get your books from? Amazon, Amazon, Amazon. She's like, you should be dealing with Sheik Goodman Bey. He have a whole library. And when you spend money with that man, he going to give you extra. I'm going to give you things. I have a full library. I have my library and my storage is probably more extensive than Amazon, than Jeff Bezos, because this is my life. And there's a lot of things that I have that's not on Amazon. And also my last company is MooresHaberdasher.com, where you can get all your fezzes, your turbans, Moorish American regalia, and much more. And that's how you support us. You can support us by giving donation to our temple and school. Come to Sunday school, come to Adapt class, come to our book club every Friday, come to work out with us on the weekend. So once again, my email is goodmankari@gmail.com. That's GOODMANKHARY@gmail.com. My office number is 602-473-8767. Get with me. Get some literature. I'll give you some literature. Just for you can be a customer and a new family member. I'll give you something. Everybody be caught up with word, oh, bless. I'll give you something for gratitude. How about that? Wisdom. And every time you get literature, I'll give you something. Because I'm the source. So with that being said, man, we need y'all support so we can teach ourselves some things, so we can put that emotional down and start dealing with some things that we know from peer-reviewed scholarly research, instead of us all operating all emotional. And don't say act, and I have to be politically correct. I don't want to say acting like no little girl, because that's what we do a lot. Say, oh, you acting like a little girl. But I know women that I'll rock with way before I do with men. I'm like Saint Germain. Give me 10 washer women, I can change this world. Give me 100 women, I can change. Give me 10 washer women, I can change this movement. You give me 100 women, I can change this whole world. This is what I know. And so I'm challenging my brothers and sisters, especially anybody that's here in the city of Flint. I'm still here. If you are more and all this, I'm still here. I gave you my information. If you are more, you don't have a fez, you need to get a fez from me. You need to get a kufi, a bonnet. You need to get a turban, a shemag. You need to start self-identifying. If you don't know certain things, then you can know. You can get into the know. This is the age of Aquarius. There is no excuse for us not knowing anymore. There's no excuse for us not knowing anymore. Why? Because the information is right about at our fingertips, brothers and sisters. We got to get out of the anger and get into the nobility, get into being Americans, get to understanding that law governs all events. And when you're dealing with law, that means law must be passed. So if law must be passed, brothers and sisters, it's a process. We want to be in the process. You want to be in the game. In Arizona, marijuana was illegal. It's legal now. In the state of Florida, marijuana is illegal. It ain't recreational or licensed white. So all my brothers and sisters, my cousins that's doing things not the right way and that smoke marijuana, even adults, I'm telling you, I hope when it come on the ballot, you vote. Instead of those people call themselves more, oh man, I don't vote. I don't vote. So you don't, that's crazy. And I hate, and I'm done. That's crazy. We're not in a world where anything goes. Just imagine if we was in a world of the wild, wild west. That means the strong will kill the weak. That means if you know how to take people out, you will survive. That's how y'all want the world? For everybody just to prey on the weak and the innocent, and the strong survive, and it ain't no rules and ain't no law. Everybody just drive. Well, we can drive without license. You got a fool Negro on the highway that's a drunkaholic, or you got a 5-year-old that don't supposed to be driving. That's what we want. That's what we want. And people don't even be thinking, using their brains. We want a person that don't care about you. We want a person that'll make things up. We want a person that we don't know what they'll do the next day. We a nation of laws, man. And like I said, I don't care what nobody say. I understand law and policy. And if you don't, then I think you should educate yourself on these things, because our life depends on it. And we can't change how the world is. What we need to do is be players in the game and use our freedoms to benefit us as a people. The religious laws trump everything. Do you see the Mormon or the Amish standing up for the national anthem or going to the military and all that? No. Why? Because their religious laws trump anything dealing with the United States of America. Your religious laws trump this. Just like when the so-called COVID was out and everybody was like, oh, I got to get the shot. My job's going to fire me. Well, if your religion, if you got your religious affidavit, it's against your religion to get that. That's why I say we are a nation of laws. We are a nation of laws. And if you don't do the thing the right way, you will be abused. It's just a fact. So once again, man, I feel like Obama. We a nation of laws. And I'm going to use the laws. I'm going to operate in the parameters of the law. I'm going to do things the right way for the people, because I ain't going nowhere no time soon. We don't have our own area. We ain't living on planet Mars. We living in America, and we all live in different states. Man, we got to play the game. And if you're not in the game, then you don't even have a voice. If you're not a participant in the game, you are a spectator. And that's what I'll be telling people. You can't tell me nothing. You a spectator and I'm a participator. You a spectator. Sit your ass, use my candor again. Sit your ass in the crowd and just watch and shut up. Because you a spectator. And you don't have no authority, or you don't have no a word on what's going on. Why? Because you're not in the game. You're not participating in the game. When you in the game and you a participant in the game, that means you understand the rules of the game. And that means you can win this game if you understand how to play it. If you understand how to play it and the average Negro don't know how to play it, what they'll do, they won't even get in the game. I love y'all, man. I love y'all. I gave y'all my email. I gave y'all my office number. Man, let's start talking to each other. Let's start bringing people together. Let's start bringing people to the table. Let's start showing people who we are as Moors and righteous men. Let's stand up and proud and teach America. Teach your mother and your father, your aunt and your uncle that may be confused. Let's have these conversations on politics or politricks and have an understanding of why we should do things and why we shouldn't do things, and stop doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different outcome. Do you know that's insanity? That's insanity, my brothers and sisters, when we keep doing the same thing over and over, which we have been doing, and then thinking magically, or how can I say it, osmosisly, something is going to change. And it's not. That's insanity. We have to be in the game to do what? Make change. And your power, the vote, your power as an American has a lot to do with that. Local, state, and federal. That's why I tell us we should be bringing the next generation of politicians and things up. We should be raising them up in our organizations. So when it's time to vote local, state, and either on higher planes, we have people in office that we put in office for we can be and they can be accountable. It shouldn't be just a popularity vote per se, because that's what politics consists of. A lot of us misnomer black people vote for who we like. And I don't vote for who we like because I don't like a lot of people. I'm just being honest. Me liking you has nothing to do with me working with you. I work with the right people. It has nothing to do with me liking you. Because I don't like a lot of people. No disrespect. I just don't waste energy at this point of life. I don't like to be around people and having dead conversations, or be around people that's hating all day, or be around people that I can't influence and raise up. If I can't raise you up from off your knees, I'm really not going to be around you. Why? Because you like being on your knees. That's why a lot of families struggle. That's why a lot of kids struggle. Why? Because the man is not spiritual. And it ain't no disrespect to no one. Men, we have to take our places back in our homes. The reason why we were the head of the household, because the head is the spiritual aspect. If you don't have no spiritual aspect, you're not the head just because you paying some bills. You just pay the bills. That means you have the majority of the money. You paying your percentage. But that don't mean you're the head because you pay a bill. A head means the head makes sure the home is covered mentally, spiritually, physically, economically. Meaning my whole household gonna be in a certain type of way. If daddy working out, mama working out, son working out. If dad studies, mom studies, kid studies. When dad eat, the family eat. You bring your family with you. And it's just like in masonry. Here it is, brothers hold masonry so high, the European, the Negro masonry, but they don't bring their kids up in it. Well, how can it be so powerful if you got a son, or you got two sons, or you got three sons, and you don't bring your kids up in the science that you say is so powerful? You understand what I'm doing? We have to get into the know, y'all. We have to stop playing these games. The internet is good and bad. We use the internet for the good. And we got to start having these think tank conversations that the Europeans have, that I was a part of on college campus, that we don't have as intellectual brothers and sisters. I don't give a damn if you Democrat or Republican. We're supposed to be able to sit down as a body and discuss what's best for us as a people, especially for a people in the community. If I still live in the city of Flint, man, that means your vote is like a popularity vote. Man, we can influence a lot that's going on in the world. Let me give y'all an analogy before I leave. Pull up the city of Dalton. I think that's Illinois. And the mayor is a misnomer black lady, Tiffany Hannard. And see what she doing. Just done spent all the money and everything because it's a popularity contest. Because everybody like, ooh, she black. We're going to have the first black this and that and the other. But this lady don't nothing. Only thing this woman ever did was ran a burger spot called, I forget that show on Nickelodeon with Keenan and Kel. She called it Good Burger. They called it Good Burger. So you ran a failing business and you think you can run a whole city. And then people be complaining after the fact. But see, I know the stats. The reason why that lady won, she won unanimously because Negroes would complain after the fact. But none of them Negroes in the city voted. That's why she won. It's easy to win something. Here it is, you got a whole bunch of, listen to me, Negroes that'll complain, that'll bark like dogs on the chain. Then when you let that dog off the chain and you say, okay, well, do something, go cast your vote to keep her out, get who you want in. And then when the votes come in and everything, and this woman and this woman won by a certain percentage, and then you say, well, how many people in this city and in this area? You say, okay, well, how many people voted? You'd be like, God damn, why do we care about what she doing? And none of you, I'm gonna say it like this, and none of you NIWGA voted, and then you want people to help the into these people and do this. No, you didn't vote. You didn't vote. You just imagine, and all those people in the city of Dalton that feel how they feel now, talk about she should resign. Why should she resign? She finna, the mayor race finna go again. She on the ballot. She like, hell, she feels she gonna win. She like, if you Negroes complain like y'all did before and don't vote, hell, I can win again. And all this stuff is void. And I'm saying, yes, she can. She can win again. If Negroes that always barking don't do nothing, and this is what I be talking about, the power of being in a community. You are willingly in the community. If I'm in a neighborhood, I'm willingly obligated. I want to be in this community. I'm casting my ballot because it's things that go in our neighborhood. It's grants and things that we can get to help what we got going on. And the reason why she won, because everybody that's complaining didn't vote. And I'm not saying all. Most of them Negroes that you see complaining, they didn't vote. That's on you. In a community where it's majority misnomer black people, the city of Dalton is black people, misnomer, just like it is in the city of Flint, same shit. Excuse my candor. The city council president, Lewis, I went to school with her. Same goofy stuff. Them Negroes other day, last week in the city hall, pulled pistols out. They just down there arguing the whole time. And that's what, and this is what we get. What in the local politics when misnomer black people? Oh, I'm gonna vote for her. Why? Because I went to school with her. But she was a fool in school. Just because a person played basketball and they got some letters behind their name, they ain't no professional in this arena. You need to be coaching basketball. This arena, you out of your league. I've been homeschooled for this. My father, my mother, that was their position. My dad worked in the city. He was a director. My mother always been a business owner. I always been in ministry. I'm groomed for this. You know? This is what I be trying to tell us, man. The importance of being educated. That's the only thing that's going to help us. Education. Because if we educated, we'll know how to get some money. We'll know how to be diverse. We'll know how to come together. Why? If we educate ourselves on particular topics. And so that's all I had with y'all today, man. I hope we just got a little bit of something off of what I said. I hope a little bit of what I said sparked you. And once again, brothers and sisters, please support our temple and our school. Please support our ministry. And anything you need, y'all, hit me up. Get these likes up. Get these subscriptions up. And I love everybody, man. Don't forget that. I love everybody. Peace and love.